Welcome to the DMF Podcast, where you will get to hear conversations with community leaders, charity spotlights, and information on upcoming DMF events. I'm your host, Whitney Isaacson, and today I got to sit down with Jeana Peinovich. Jeana is the director of Lend a Hand Up, and she gets to help families that are burdened with health issues and other traumas raise funds and rally community support. Today, Jeana shared with me all about Lend a Hand Up and how you can get involved. I think you will really enjoy this conversation with Jeana today. Let's get into it. Welcome, Jeana, to the podcast. We're so excited to be spotlighting you today and just getting to learn from you. You're such a blessing in our community, and we're so excited to have you. So kind of just welcoming you on and warming you up a little bit, thinking about like your role as a director of Lend a Hand Up. What are you most passionate about with your role?
As a director of Lend a Hand Up, what I'm most passionate about is the opportunity to help families in our communities who are struggling. You know, we all know what it's like not to feel good, and we all know what it's like to have that family member or that friend going through something that is so incredibly burdensome for them. For us to be able to just sit back and not know how to help is tough because, you know, we live in a generous community. And so with Lend a Hand Up, what I appreciate is that we can provide that structured way, that comfortable way for people to help others, and then we can make their gifts go even further to help those families. It feels good to be able to help others, and it feels even better when you see them as your own neighbors and when you know that the community as a whole is partnering with you to help others. You know, the sum total of what we can accomplish is greater when we work together.
Mm-hmm. So kind of thinking about the process and just the amazing resources and services you guys offer, what is the step-to-step, like, how can someone get involved? What does Lend a Hand Up truly do?
Great question. You know, we believe in champions because we believe that people want to help, but sometimes it takes that one person to step forward and say, you know what? I'll be that champion. I'll start that fundraiser. And that can be an online fundraiser. It can be somebody who's just willing to promote and to share the fact that one of their community members is hurting. That's a great champion on social media. A champion can also be someone who hosts a whole entire pasta benefit, you know. And so regardless, we feel that the families that are hurting have too much going on to be out there asking for help for themselves. So everything begins with a champion who says, I want to start a fundraiser. You go to our website, mention your name, your contact information, who you want to help. And then we do get the consent of that family. So when a champion wants to start a fundraiser, they actually send that request to the family and say, are you okay with this if I start this fundraiser? Once the family gives their consent and a little information, we host that online fundraiser. We meet with the families and the champions. We want to make sure that the language we're using on our fundraisers is something they're comfortable with. And we want to be accurate in the community. So we do verify residency, the type of crisis. We meet with the family, and then we're really kind of that best friend throughout the process that guides them, helps promote the fundraiser, and also boosts those funds raised by an additional 20%.
Wow. So it's just such amazing services. How did this program get started? Like, whose idea was it? What was the need where we were like, wow, we need an online giving site? How did that come to be?
Well, in 2007, Dakota Medical Foundation was getting requests from the community to do something to help families in crisis. And so actually I have to give that, the initial concept, the credit for that to Dakota Medical Foundation that said there must be something we can do, a way we can help in a better way. And at that time I was working for the foundation, and Pat Traynor, the president, said, we're gearing up for a new initiative, and we'd like to have you, learn a little bit more about what the community is thinking, what's being done. We certainly never want to replicate, but we want to add to. We want to be innovative. And so I think any good program begins with, ears to the ground, asking the community and learning that some of the churches were providing benevolent funds for families. But for a family that's going through a major health issue, there are so many expenses. And that the help wasn't significant enough to get them through that tough time so they could stay in their homes, pay their bills. So we kind of landed on, well, there's a lot of benefits happening. Let's learn a little bit more about that. When I learned from some of those volunteers who were hosting those benefits, some were through the church, some were through other event centers, there was really that same theme resonating, that we didn't really know what we were doing. We wanted to help our friend, but this was new territory for us. If we would have had a how-to guide, if we would have had some help, we could have utilized this opportunity in an even better way to raise more help for that friend or family member. And so that's kind of what we landed on as our first, okay, let's put this into our put this into our new initiative as let's be a how-to toolkit. Let's be a how-to guide. So that was really the first thing we landed on, is being that helpful resource in that way. Beyond that, the next thing, you mentioned the online giving site. I have to think about how innovative Dakota Medical Foundation was back in 2007. They created this new website, called it Impact Give Back. Now, at that time, people really weren't comfortable using an online giving site, so it wasn't widely used. So we thought about what could we add to that to incentivize people to try this new way of giving, and that's where we landed on the concept of matching funds. Again, that wasn't something that was being done back then. Was let's match the gifts that are raised. Really put that all together, Whitney. Put together that concept of a how-to guide, an online giving site to add yet another way to give, and let's match those donations we raise in that new way. But then it was, how do we launch this? And that's when it was, we were coming upon February, we were ready to launch. Let's do something exciting, and let's launch it on Valentine's Day, because that's such a day of giving. By creating that new opportunity called Giving Hearts Day, we were able to launch Lend a Hand Up, and also to help other charities in the area through that new giving concept. So Lend a Hand Up and Giving Hearts Day were both launched that second week in 2008 as a way to help not only charities, but families themselves in our community.
Wow. So thinking about, we're in 2023 now. Lend a Hand Up has been around for a while, and online giving is kind of just the norm now. So you guys kind of started off like people didn't really know what online giving was, and you guys went for it. So kind of thinking about this online giving now, what makes you guys unique from, say, other giving sites like GoFundMe?
Great question, and thanks for asking. Other giving sites, profit from people's generosity. With GoFundMe, when you make a gift, they add a nice hefty tip onto the giving. So anywhere from 15 to 20% is added on to people's gifts when they donate through GoFundMe. With other sites, there's also administrative fees, tips. There's just a lot of things. Not that there's anything conceptually wrong with that, but with Lend a Hand Up, we don't do that. With us, instead of profiting from people's generosity, we do quite the opposite. We add to it. So when we set up a fundraiser for a family, the gifts go directly to the family. Those online fundraisers are connected to their bank funds. So we are not receiving that generosity. We are facilitating the generosity. The family gets 100% of the gifts, and then we add another 20% onto those gifts. And we're able to do that because of our generous community. There are individuals who want to help a family, and there are individuals who want to make a gift to the program to help many families through a charitable gift. And so that's a way for us to provide different giving opportunities, but to be different from other sites, because we don't profit from the generosity. We add to it through the Lend a Hand Up site.
So how are you guys able to provide that added boost, that 20% to each individual fundraiser?
We're able to do that because of the generous community. When you help a family, when you give them that boost check and those proceeds of all that, community love, they always say the same thing, Whitney. They say, I want to help the next family. I want to give back. And they do. For many of those families, we see those gifts coming in on Giving Hearts Day to Lend a Hand Up, which is giving forward to other families. And then we have individuals who host their own fundraisers for Lend a Hand Up. We have the Maple River Ladies Golf event, where all the funds they raise are given to Lend a Hand Up to buy gift cards for all of those family members. We had a new golf event last year, Lend a Hand Up for families. And our biggest fundraiser is Stick It to Cancer. So once a year, all of those high school hockey teams who compete on the ice really get together to host that Stick It to Cancer event to raise funds, which then provide a tremendous boost for many, many families through all the gifts they raise. But it's generosity, sometimes $10 at a time from a family, as well as when that huge gift comes in from a major fundraiser in the community. We put all of that in what we call our boost bucket, and that's what increases everybody else's gift throughout the year for the families that we help.
Yeah, it's so cool to think that you guys are unique in a way where you're a nonprofit yourself. You have to raise money, but you turn around and you give that money to your families that are in need as they're trying to actively fundraise as well. So you are supporting them in that.
And it's really personal with Lend a Hand Up. We meet all the families we're helping. We meet the volunteers. We don't just put the fundraiser up. We actually physically meet with them. We provide gift cards to them, signage at their events if they have an event. We work with radio stations, TV stations, billboards to get the word out, because just because that fundraiser is up isn't enough. We need to make sure people know about them. We have ambassadors that help us spread the word. But I think when you meet those families and you see the struggles they're going through, it's very humbling for them. And you just want to help. We just pour our love into our Lend a Hand Up program right along with the volunteers and other community members.
Right. So I've heard you guys say that medical expenses are the leading cause of bankruptcy. So you can see exactly why a program like Lend a Hand Up is so important. So what's the impact that you've seen with these families and how you've been able to support them, like hands-on?
More than 66% of bankruptcies that are filed in the U.S. are because of medical expenses. And you think about it, times are tough anyway for many families. Well, then you have that diagnosis and that treatment. For many families, whether it's the child or the adult, it almost always means lost wages, because either the breadwinner of the family is receiving care themselves and they're too exhausted or sick to be able to work their full-time job. If it's a child, you need to be their bedside for them. Many families are traveling for out-of-area care. So then you have, gas and lodging and expenses for the children who are at home. Just tremendous expenses at the same time as lost wages. It's just a downward spiral for many families, and they end up losing their homes. Many families end up moving in with other family members. Just a trying time, and with the holidays approaching, the stress is even increased. You've got the expectations of the holiday season at the same time you're barely making it.
Mm-hmm. So kind of with that, talking about the holidays, I know you guys have an event coming up that kind of adds to all the fun programs that you guys offer added support to your families. What do you guys do during the holiday season for them?
This holiday will be our third Holiday Hand Up event. And Whitney, we've added new ways to give. We've learned that meaningful giving is different for everyone. And we've also learned that not everyone can make an online gift or a gift at all. Some people want to volunteer with their hands. Others want to nominate a family. So we've put it all together. And this holiday season, our Holiday Hand Up campaign provides 3 ways for people to give. They can donate, they can nominate, or they can participate. Providing that donation opportunity, we right now today have 30 families that are participating with Holiday Hand Up, and there may be more as the season unfolds. But an individual can go to our lendahandup.org website. They can make an online gift to a family or several. Sometimes families will sit down together and let their kids help them decide who they want to make that gift for. Feel good that that gift is going to that family and increasing by 20%. Or if you want to make one charitable gift to the program and help all the families, Holiday Hand Up provides that capacity. Now through December 15th, all the gifts that come in are pooled. We have some matching funds, and those gifts will be distributed the week of Christmas to all of our families that we're helping. So that's the Holiday Hand Up Donate campaign. If you want to nominate a family, Lend a Hand Up is participating with Life 97.9, a Christian radio station. We're providing $500 Visa gift cards to 12 families through our 12 Days of Christmas event. So if you'd like to nominate a family to be considered to be one of those 12 families that receives a generous Visa gift card, you simply go to life97.9.com and nominate a family. And the last way to participate is to be an angel. If you'd like to let us know that you're willing to be an angel, you go to our lendahandup.org site, click on Holiday Hand Up and the Be an Angel. You simply put your name and contact information, and we're going to send you a little Holiday Angel card. And we're asking you to write a note a caring note to that family that that will be revealed. We'll send you the card and your surprise family that we match you with. We have random drawings from all of our family fundraisers. You'll get that family that you're essentially adopting as an angel. Write them a note. You can tuck in a gift card if you like. Send it back to us, and we're going to put all those holiday angel note cards and gift cards in with our holiday hand-up gift that we give that week of Christmas to all our families. Just a nice way to show that you care about that neighbor.
Mm-hmm. Just such a blessing to hear all the things you guys are doing this holiday season for our neighbors that are in some sort of crisis, some sort of medical expense that they're burdened with, or any type of trauma that they're dealing with this holiday season. But also outside of the holiday season, just to hear everything you guys are doing to add support to our community and boost whatever they can raise in their hurting times by 20% is just an incredible program. So it's so fun to hear about everything you guys are doing.
Oh, thanks. Yes, 365 days a year, Lend a Hand Up provides an opportunity for you as community members to help those families. You can learn more. We've got a calendar of events. We've got lots of fundraisers going on. You can decide to help a family or help many. But we encourage anyone who has a new idea for us to share with us, because this is a community-driven program. Those gifts are driven by the community. They're boosted by the community. And we just want to let our neighbors know that we care about them.
So many ways to help, for sure. Kind of wrapping this up, last question for you. What would be your advice to people in our community or people that know someone that's hurting? And what are those steps to kind of rally behind them and get involved?
I would say reach out. Go to lendahandup.org. Our contact information is on there. Or, give us a call. Lend a Hand Up is a 501c3 subsidiary of Dakota Medical Foundation. Stop into Dakota Medical Foundation. But ask us if you have a question or an idea. So many times people have good intentions, but they don't follow through. So we want to inspire you to do something, whatever that may be, whether it's dropping off a casserole or making a gift or hosting a whole fundraiser. It feels really good to help somebody. So reach out and, donate in the way that makes you feel that you have the warmest heart you possibly can.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for sharing just everything about Lend a Hand Up and letting us learn from you and hear about everything you're doing as the director. And it's just so fun to hear. So thank you again. We were super excited to have you here today. So I'm sure we'll get more of you.
Thank you.
What a special episode today, getting to highlight an amazing organization like Lend a Hand Up. I love hearing about all the amazing ways that they're supporting families that are struggling with health issues, especially when medical expenses are the leading cause of bankruptcy. So just a reminder that you can learn more and learn about how you can help a family in need at lendahandup.org. All right, folks, that's a wrap for today. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll catch you next time on the DMF Podcast. This is Whitney. I'm clocking out.